I don't want to have to be worrying about the window behind the wall that is going to crack.
What does that guarantee mean? That guarantee now means it's going to take longer than it's supposed to. It's going to be a pain in your rear end.
I don't want to worry about I'm going to plug the toaster in and all of a sudden fuses start popping.
It's going to cost you more money than you want, and we guarantee not to come back.
I don't want to worry about the plumbing leaking again. That's all the stuff I had in the old kitchen.
You did it wrong. You didn't finish it. You were too long. You took advantage of the homeowner, and then you're going to sue him for the rest of the money. Nice. Awesome. Yeah, baby. But if you're going to do it right the first time. Let's get rid of it.
How do you do this? It's my family.
Look at the nest. They got a nest of them. Unbelievable. On the money. C3.
My hero!
Perfect.
Thank you, guys.
You like it?
Oh, do I ever? Woo.
Jeremy buys a beautiful little bungalow. Nice area, quiet, we hear the birds going, springtime, I love it. You know, pool in the backyard, great little tiny home.
That's what I like about it, actually. It doesn't look like much from the outside, but once you're here, it's a little haven for me in the city. When I moved in, there was the floor in here that I did, take out the carpet. There's quite a bit of work I did in the backyard to improve things. House-wise, it's the kitchen that needed the most work.
It's a rainy day. It's better than snow.
You know, I thought I was following the standard process. You know, I went out and got 4 or 5 people to look at the job. I looked at the quotes, and I didn't choose the cheapest. I chose the ones that were offering me a warranty and that I thought was a well-known company. You know, it's a company you're hearing on the radio and they're on the TV. So I thought, you know, they'd do a decent job.
Jeremy.
Mike.
Hello, how are you, man?
Good.
It's a nice little old house, eh?
Oh, yeah. You know, I wasn't trying to cheap it. I knew that I wanted to do high-end appliances, and so I wanted the kitchen to match that as well.
Was the access always there?
Yeah, unfortunately, that's actually what sort of started some of this. A raccoon came through it.
A raccoon came through there?
Yes. 2 years ago, I had a problem with the roof, so I had a roofer in who corrected the problem, and basically raccoons had eaten through the roof a bit. And when the roofer redid that, he told me that he would, you know, make enough noise to get the raccoons if they were in the attic out, and he ended up closing them in. It came through into a drop ceiling and destroyed the ceilings. So there was a big crash at 2 a.m. I came downstairs and I saw the raccoons scampering back into the attic. So that sort of said, okay, now I got to really do the kitchen. It was $32,000, which, you know, standard payment scheme of, you know, $12,000 up front when they started the work, 14 when they were about a week into it, and then the remainder at the end when they're done. So I held back about 10%. And I asked everybody to do a gut, you know, what I called a gut, which to me is going down to the bare bones.
Did they?
And start over. No, they did not.
I did. Saw that.
They did the least they could. One of the walls has a plywood along the entire base of the wall. And I told them I wanted that ripped out and drywalled. Even though it's behind cabinets, I still wanted it done right. And I was a little also concerned of some of the electrical work that was in that piece of plywood. They kept telling me, yeah, we'll remove it. In fact, I did a change order where I specifically said, remove it. They left it in.
You bought the appliances?
Yeah.
Okay, custom cabinets, electrical, I see, plumbing. Where was the sink before?
It was there.
Did I not see a window on this side of the house?
Yeah, that's right. So there was a window above the sink, an old window that was rather
right here?
Poorly placed. I asked them to remove that completely. I told them I would take care of the vinyl siding in the summertime myself, but I wanted the window removed fully, and they left that in, just drywalled over it, basically.
Why did they build it up that high?
They built it up that high because there was actually a ridge in the original floor.
A ridge?
About right here,
so there was
it
a
actually
hump.
humped.
Okay.
Now, again, I expected them to pull up the entire floor and fix it that way. And they didn't gut or rip the floor up as well. They told me that was coming when the tiler was going to be in. Probably should have known there was something wrong when the dumpster left and the floor was still there.
They made this step higher. It must be rule of thumb to keep every step the same height. So I guess their quick way, we couldn't fix the hump in the floor, so we decided to raise your floor up. What is this, an extra inch at least?
Yeah, the final straw was, I came in and they had they had tried to put the countertops in around the new range. There was at least a half, if not an inch gap on each side. They had definitely cut the one even shorter. So what they did is they moved the range.
They're not right. It's ugly.
They had been hacked on the side, didn't even look like they'd used a proper saw to cut them, and the measurement was totally off.
They come back and do it again because he doesn't like it. It's still ugly. It's still not right.
And they actually put a piece of drywall at the end of it saying, oh, well, the tile will hide it.
Jeremy finally says to the contractor, pack your stuff, get out of my house.
I really lost it. I sent email to the owner. I told them that I didn't want them coming back to the house, that I was going to turn my alarm on if they came in, using my key, that I'd have the police show up. I was just really upset. It's what's underneath that worries me. Like, it's easy to make it look good on the outside, but am I going to have to rip it out in 2 years to fix everything that's wrong underneath?
That's why it should have been ripped out in the first place. I'm going to bring in everyone we know, and hopefully this isn't too much, but I got bad feelings here. This is an older home that's been manipulated over the years. It's 1920. How many renovations has happened here? I'm not going to play with it. I'm going to gut it. I'm going to pull the floor. I'm going to find out what they touched, what they've contaminated. I don't think it's going to be easy. I think we're going to find some more electrical problems, probably structural problems, because we have such a shift in the floor. I'm going to make sure all your electrical has a permit, then it's done properly. And we're going to bring in the best of the best. And I'm going to guarantee you right now, one beautiful kitchen that you should have got in the first place.
I didn't try to skimp here. I wasn't trying to get shortcuts done. I wanted it done right. That's why I planned it for 2 years. That's why I saved up and then bought the appliances that I wanted from a high-end perspective. So I want it done right. That's what I'm looking for.
That's live. Mine picked it up. Mine picked it up. Your battery might be dead. See?
Nice.
I just got excuses or, yes, we'll get to it. But they would just move on, cover it up, basically.
Nice guy, Jeremy.
Yep.
He's $32,000 for what you see. Oh. And that's not including the fridge, microwave, stove. That's just the kitchen. It's not done. He asked for a complete gut. It took 2 years to set it up. From what I see, this cabinet, right away I saw it. This, I felt it leaning towards me. So if I took a 2-foot level on this span, we are out about a ½ inch by the time it gets to here. And so, yeah. He sets up a professional portfolio. He puts together DVDs to give to the homeowner to say, it's going to cost you more than double to fix it if it's not done right the first time. On and on and on.
Yeah.
So here we got a guy that's really smooth on setting up a company, but obviously does not practice what he preaches because now he's threatening to sue Jeremy, to sue him for the rest of the $3,000 that he owes him. For what? It was Jeremy that actually created the design here. So I have no issues with this other than there's a window right behind here that they just drywalled over. So we'll see how they did that.
Yeah.
We're gonna slowly take out everything. We're gonna take down these cabinets with care and we're gonna reuse the cabinets. I do not want to throw these out. Visually, it's not bad, okay? We've seen 10,000 times worse. Point is the money, it's wrong. Mm-hmm. The floor's up 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches off of existing floor. It's brought up a height difference from to the bottom of this step and up and the top of this step, which is just not allowed. Look at this. It brings the electrical through where the drywall is. Totally unacceptable. What if you put a screw through that? Lose all the case. These are actually designed for homeowners, do it yourself, that they put these against the bottom and then you plug it in a receptacle. But what they did was they cut the plug line and attached an electrical line to it. Not very smart, not acceptable, not allowed. Why didn't they just plug it in? Buggers. Oh my, let's put paper in there too. That's not paper, it's a plastic bag. You know why they stuffed the bag in there? As a filler, so they could pass through it. Small plastic when it burns. Very good job, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you.
Gentle. Let's see.
I was thinking of
You
killing
get
it.
the brush.
Well, let's get something.
It's just a piece of panel. And because the door's open,
Negative air.
freaky, eh?
Yeah.
I thought a raccoon was up there.
Okay, that's good.
This is where the window was, right here. Probably to about here, and they plastered, so they drywalled this, they plastered, didn't do a bad plastering job. But no, I'm not gonna punch it. Obviously, the window's still there because I saw it from the outside. So we're gonna soon open this. Once this is done, we'll make sure we plastic up before we start pulling down anything else. I really thought there was a raccoon in the attic.
You got it? Yeah. You got the whole thing? Yeah. Okay. Interesting framing it? Absolutely. Yeah! Brutal. Tell me it's live, tell me it's live. I hope it's not. No, it's dead. Well, at least that one's dead. That's the one you want to be dead, if anything.
That's it. Gentle. So they cut open the plywood, obviously, to run this line, right? And then they did this cut so they could tie the line in. Hopefully they have the proper clamp for the wire on that. So why didn't you just pull it down? Like, what is the... Pull it down so you can do all your electrical, and if you want to reuse it, put it back up again. It's like, I'm not going to freak about this, but why go to all this extreme and do repairs when it was just as easy to take this down?
Yeah.
Especially when the homeowner asked for it. Just fish and tear and rip and run things. It's easier to take it down. Man, look at the spider webs. Holy crap. Oh, for crap, that's why this thing was like that. Whoever made this, it's on a pole, right? So it's on a dead weight pole, so what it does is it goes like this, and it lifts it up.
Yeah.
So the weight, there's a weight, a counterbalance? No.
Berry Junction is live. We're free. They didn't even lock the bloody thing. People could have broken in here.
Amazing how stories tell, eh, when you open things up. And why do we open them up? Well, one, to take a look. But what do we see here? Window. This used to be a window. Old power lines running up the wall. We had old knob and tube. The first reno did the electrical change, and we have it pinched by the metal. Little things that you see. So as I open it up, and this is the reason that I keep preaching to the world, open it up, and it's what you wanted. You know, you said, I'm paying for this, I want it opened up, and they believed that they didn't have to. Let me show you a few reasons why I want it opened up.
Sure.
They close off the ductwork, nothing but cold air comes in there, cold meets hot, what happens? Condensation.
That's right to the outside too, right?
That's right to the outside. So they didn't even put insulation in there. We now see old electrical. We're pinched off. They actually pinched the old electrical with the ductwork by trying to fold it back in. You can see how tight it is against that electrical line. And you can see, even from years ago, that the old knob and tube actually did burn some of the wood. So it is a scare when it's not used properly. It's usually because people overload those lines. We will pull the knob and tube.
It's exactly actually what I thought I was going to see when I had the original renovation done. As I said, this house is 1920s was the original build, so I expected to find issues. That's why I wanted the renovation done properly.
Not bad framing, no signs of mold. We can see the old cardboard in the wall. Actually, even talking about an old company that's on it, we want to get that cardboard out. Now, had they have brought it up to minimum code and left that cardboard in, cardboard, paper, anything like that, loves mold, loves to feed off it when it's wet. Okay, it's 1.5 inches. We're vented off to 1.25 inches. Everything seems to be fine. There's copper lines that go up. We do have nails touching copper. We don't want that. Steel does not touch copper. It actually causes corrosion. Comes up, goes into the attic, and it's a little corroded, okay? But now that we see it, they built a small bulkhead around here, right?
Yes.
To cover that pipe. That's your vent pipe. It's not a gas pipe. Is this the pipe you were thinking of that was going through the attic?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm wondering where it's venting to.
It actually vents directly here. Your roof, whoever fixed your roof. We pulled all this down. There was 3 layers up here, but we can clearly see through the roof right over here. This is why we take it down. Oh, look, I can see through your roof. Oh, look at the electrical. Oh, look at the way this was done. And then they have the opportunity, the real pros, the guys that I care about, to say to you, we should address this, we should fix this, this may be $700 more, and then it's justified to you, right? Then it makes sense.
That's what I was expecting. I was expecting exactly what I see right now, a gut, and as you said, here's the issues that we need to deal with. Everybody I talked to, I asked for a gut, which is what we see right now, down to the bare studs and walls. That was not what I got when, with the renovators I dealt with. I got basically them trying to hide things that were, possibly problems that would cause me more work in a few years and additional expense. So this is, I'm very happy to see it the way it is right now, and this is what I expected.
On top of the asphalt siding, say that 10 times fast. Asphalt shingle siding.
This is a fire exit. All you have to do is peel back the cabinets, take down the drywall. It's your perfect escape route.
Simple. Sink. They didn't do much changes, so they screwed up everything else. But because the sink was here, it's not an issue. I don't like that they did this across the floor. It's not illegal. It is under the base of the cabinet. Not a big deal. Goes up in 1.25 inches. What I don't like is how it comes across and needs to be bulked out.
Okay.
So I'm going to think about that. I wouldn't worry too much about it today. What I would ask of you simply today is to cut this at the floor, cap it for me, and then as we pull out the floor, we'll think about what we're going to do and lay out another plan, all right?
Sure, no problem. To me, this is bad right off the bat. As you can see here, there's absolutely no adhesion at all. These tiles are popping up way too easy. You can see it's basically the same as the day they laid it. There is no back buttering on this tile, so they didn't stick one bit. These tiles probably would have cracked within the year for sure. This is a really poorly made job. Not only did they lay the tiles improperly, but I mean, for $30,000, the size of the kitchen, that's wrong to begin with. They can't even bother to peel up linoleum off the floor. Instead, they go the old method, they mesh it, which is fine, it works, but go through the trouble of pulling this up. Look at even the difference in floors it was. It was just the height difference was ridiculous here. They had every opportunity to pull this whole floor and do it properly. $30,000 should get you a lot more than what we see here.
All right, so basically we're gonna end up leaving the layout the same. Lose the 14.3 feet, give them 12.2. Okay. There's junction boxes that were buried behind the wall. Trace them, find out where they are, and lose them. Okay. If we have to refeed anything, just refeed it, okay? Do what you gotta do, the walls are open. Under countervalance, one on each side over there and one on each side on this side. Okay. Put the switches where they were. Yep. Give you an island here. Okay. I'll talk to Mike, we may end up having an island plug on the end of here. Dishwasher, same location. It was coming out of the floor right here. Okay. Redo it brand new. Panels right below. Damon's gonna end up losing the wall for you because when you end up taking a look at the panel, you're not gonna be able to get that cover off.
And I'll let you know if you guys need this. This is coming 14 inches off that wall if you need to use it as a chase or anything, okay?
stud out. You're gonna cut the top plate here. You're gonna put in a new stud here, new stud, and plywood backing. We won't exceed the outside board.
Okay.
Because we can always build up, and then when Rob comes and does what he wants, if ever in the future he pulls off those layers upon layers of outside siding, he's coming back to what we've done.
Original.
To new,
Yeah.
right. Let's pull this down, okay? So you can get the shelf out this way. We'll drop that wall, that ceiling, and Rob will be here soon. Because if I were him, I'd want to spray this and this zone. Since this is a cold room, we want to keep it nice and warm, and we're here. This is coming down anyways. What's a little more? Stop growing.
Sorry.
I gotta look up to my son.
Get bigger boots.
All to get this shelf out of here. They framed around it. Be able to get this.
We can have a bonfire, sing Kumbaya, and have some marshmallows.
What I want to do is concentrate on this back wall. Spray foam is here in like half an hour.
Should we keep the wallpaper?
I remember this stuff growing up, actually.
I'm telling you. See, I like that. You see that? See, they have the foil paper up, and in theory, and how we use this today would be on the outside of the house. So if we did a rigid foam with the foil on the outside, this will actually reflect hot and cold off the structure. So they put it on the inside, and it worked based on old theory. And simply because it worked, what it did was reflect back in the inside so they didn't have heat loss and still allowed the wall to breathe. Right. But as soon as you insulate it and make it airtight, using a vapor barrier, etc., now you need to change your thinking and get this to the outside.
Right.
But it did work. Look how dry everything is.
No kidding. And then cardboard. 25 cents a pack.
Get out of here.
Well, that's what it looks like to me. No wonder everyone smoked back then. It was cheap.
Everyone smoked.
Saving this for Billy. He was probably still around when this was made. So, you want to give that to Billy?
That heating run right there is doing that spot right there.
What spot right where?
Right there. Right here.
Oh, get out of here. And they wired it?
They basically what they did
I didn't even see that.
I just hit like this.
Come on.
So you need 2 heating runs in here. One to feed this here, and one to feed the upstairs.
See, there's so many other things for my eyes to see. I didn't even see that.
You didn't see that?
No. Jeremy buys a beautiful little bungalow. He does things right. He takes his time, 2 years, designs his own kitchen, really comes up with a plan. He knows he wants it gutted. He knows he wants it insulated, new electrical, new everything. Thinks he finds the right contractor. Charges in the area $33,000 for a kitchen.
I basically canceled the contract. I sent them a note. I'd already paid $29,000 out of the $32,000. So there's that 10% holding. I basically sent them a note, sent them a fax, sent them an email with a cease and desist. No more work to be done. I changed the locks on the door because they had my key. And I have no idea how many copies they might have put out there. So I just reached my limit with them.
It's a fairly new roof. I wouldn't say brand new. Somebody stripped it. We're gonna have irregularities within the roof line. I can see that across here. I was downstairs when I looked through the roof line and went, well, I have a hole in the roof.
Yeah.
It was like that, was it?
Yeah, it looks like as though maybe a raccoon's tried to get in that area. The shingles are actually torn up.
Oh, that might
exposure to
explain the
deck.
raccoon trying to get out. This is what started the whole reno for Jeremy, is they had a raccoon come inside the house. We did notice a little bit of a leak on the inside on this side here, and it's hard to say where it's coming from. I don't think it has anything to do with the top part.
This downpipe could be suspect to that.
Oh.
Normally we extend these down to the lower eave.
Okay.
On a hard rain where you get a lot of concentrated water through this downpipe because that's its exit point.
And the last thing
And you
I
got all
want
these
to do is
vines,
go-
everything in the way,
Yeah,
so it
that's
could be
just gonna
forcing its
hold
way
it.
past the shingles.
I didn't notice a lot. I only noticed a little bit of moisture, so obviously look at the vines on the side of the house. They're just climbing over to this side. I guess we should cut all this out, clean this up, and extend that down. Now, I do have 2 light tunnels coming up, and what I'll do is I'll go in the kitchen, find the locations, drill a hole through the roof. That'll help you out.
The advantage of these really versus regular skylights is that they're a much simpler install. So now that I've created an opening here, I can see the existing roof that this structure here was built over. If we were to put in a regular style skylight, to frame a well through here would be an absolute nightmare. We've got collar ties and rafters all overlapping each other, which would, really all this would have to be stripped down completely.
I'm so sick of seeing this. How many times do I look around and I see junction points hidden in the floor everywhere? But you now have the ability to go after contractors, homeowners, doesn't matter who they are, if they don't get a permit and the job is done wrong, right?
That's correct.
So we have a new force here.
We have a new force here. We're actually enforcing the Electricity Act, and we can actually go after contractors who've done work illegally. Also, people who've not taken out permits with the Electrical Safety Authority. We're going after them, and we're actually getting our convictions, and it's been very effective.
What's the fine? 5,000, 10,000? Frank was saying
up to $50,000. We get our convictions. Of course, it depends on the severity of the situation. It'll vary, but it's up to $50,000 fines.
I got a call from Carl's mother on Sunday. Yeah, his mother called me. He's very sick. He's my only boy. I don't know what to do. He has to go to the hospital. I am very worried about him. Carl is 35 years old.
Now that's funny. Did you talk to him?
I talked to him yesterday. He goes, please don't tell anyone. I don't want to be the laughing stock at work. So I'm not going to tell anyone, everybody.
All right, don't worry about it. He wants it open as possible, as much as possible. So I have to pick up a load here because of the way the floor is. Somebody cut it out before. They rejigged all this, and you can see how it has sunk down, but they've repaired it upstairs to give a somewhat level. Okay. I have no choice but just to pick up that.
If you need to put a post there on that corner, we can kind of make that work for us. And that eventually, when a railing comes along this floor, we can tie the railing into that post.
I agree.
So it won't make it look like there's just a post sticking there, standing in place or on its own. We'll tie that in. What you can do with the staircase is you can go with an open concept stair if they want to be able to see through the stair, but we can lighten up a little bit by going with what we call a cut stringer.
Ooh.
You could go with a painted stringer. You could go with a painted spindle then. So you get that match, which is always a nice look.
And I think to keep the character of the house, I think that'll work.
Okay.
Brian, we've structured everything. We're looking at tying in your 2 new duct lines. You're going 6-inch, right?
Yes, sir.
So what I'm trying to do is I'm giving you the area to come through that void, be as tight as you can to the wall to tie into this one.
Okay.
And you have 2 choices here. We either continue in that area or come up this side, go vertical, and then across to tie into there. Okay.
helping the bros out. The helper for today.
Oh, does it fit? Did you measure it?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Should.
Okay, when it doesn't go through, I'll be calling you.
All right.
Kate. Perfect, Kate.
Okay, one problem with this. We have 2 guys here tomorrow. I think we need Pete, Matt, and Carl's mom here for sure. This will be.
I think you should do that.
Okay, I'll call her.
I'm getting a tan. This is great for UV rays. It reflects off the inside and it does the whole. It gets the inside of my ears. Hello.
Definitely by the end of today, I need this floor done, and I'd really like to get a row of cabinets in here. You know, we're running out of time. I have to get this floor grouted by tomorrow. They're coming in to measure the countertops tomorrow, so I need the cabinets done by tomorrow afternoon, which means I'd really like to start them, get one half done, and get the other half done by tomorrow morning, which means we can start doing a lot of other stuff like bulkheads and start getting our gable ends in, our uppers. You know, there's still a lot to do, and we're running out of time here, so.
It's a lot nicer before when the up here when the ceiling was open, but we've drywalled it and since got the plans for the kitchen, and Steve Graves coming today, so we got to mark out for our vents for our range hood.
Periscope up.
They sucked me into doing it because Damon couldn't fit through the hole, Carl's belly wouldn't fit through the hole, Kate's wearing a nice shirt, and it had to be perfect. Okay, thank you.
I mean, I love it. We do a beautiful tile job like this, and we have a white showing on the side there. That'll drive me insane. So I'm hitting this side of the tile. You're not going to hurt it. It's porcelain.
Maybe you should be wearing glasses.
Actually, it's not a bad idea. You telling me? Get your glasses on.
You have the color?
That's very brown. That's perfect.
Yeah.
It's a chocolate brown.
Well, this is a pretty small kitchen, but basically what you want to do is you want to grout as big of an area as possible. You'll see it start to turn a little white. Like this is starting to dry up a little bit, which means that's what you really want. You don't want to lay down your grout and then wipe it immediately. What you're going to do is you're going to pull your grout right back out. So you want it to sit, I mean, at least for, 10 minutes or so. Give it a wipe, let it sit again. That's a common mistake. People will throw down their grout, wipe it immediately, and what you'll get is you'll get a groove in your grout line. That's not what you want. You want it like, you want a nice flush grout line there. You don't want to do this because then you got a big edge there. That's what a lot of people do. So you just got to give it a little bit of time, wipe it, and don't panic too much.
We had to rebuild, not rebuild the cabinets, but rebuild the base of the cabinets. So we took some 3/4 inch plywood, ripped it down 4 inches, went underneath. You're gonna see it just really, here's from behind the cabinet here. You can see that we've done all new bases all the way underneath, all the way around. And the idea is because anything they've cut, they manipulated the floor, it was out 2 inches, it was up and down, so they cut the base of the cabinet to fit the floor, which is normal. But usually we fix the floor first so we don't have to fix the cabinets. So we have guys over there doing that as we're bringing them up. Kid stuff. Make sure I'm on money. If you start off properly and your floor's perfect, your walls are perfect, your cabinets are simple. There's their... I'm not going to argue that at all. Now here's where we will tend to manipulate this. This cabinet goes to the corner, the dishwasher now, because here's the filler strip that meets the dishwasher that meets this cabinet. Man, that is not bad. I am not going to complain about that. What I am going to complain is does it go with the tile?
Dead on. It's good.
I'm true right across. I'm nice and level, so you have no issues there. We do have a slide-in stove, so you have to keep that in mind. The stove is downstairs. That's correct. So if you want to double-check the stove, that'll be fine. I'll add the filler strips later. I wanted to get these in place so you could measure. We're just getting on the island in place now, and we're going to do this is the right side of the island that comes to here.
Yeah.
His whole hope was to get 2 stools here, have that extend over.
Realistically, I think you should have 10 to 12 inches.
Okay, so this is really simple. We know by that cabinet, you can measure out this way, you know what you're doing here. We'll get this one measurement, and that'll be on the money. We are going to prep ahead of time to pull the stairs out for Kevin, who's just finishing those stairs. Man, does that look good. Crap plus crap equals crap.
Crap to the power of crap still equals crap.
Crap plus crap means Sir Crap a lot. So we're gonna revamp the stairs a bit. Just make sure I get out. I'm coming this way.
Yep.
We're nice. Turn, watch your head.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yep.
Basically, what you don't want is to see all the light ones together, all the dark ones together. You want it mixed, so there's no discernible pattern. It's just random, it's mixed. That way, when your eye goes from one side to the other, it blends into one big unit.
Countertops are going in, they're nice and chocolatey. I like the colors.
This is a machine that helps us to give alignment and also to make the joints really tight. So what it is a compressor down there that will cause a vacuum into the 4 pods here. When the vacuum sucks down, you get a very solid grip on the countertop. And then when they adjust these 2 knobs in and out, that will adjust the thing apart and together. And then they have cams they can put on these bolts here that will allow it to adjust it up and down. So they end up getting a perfect joint by having this very strong vacuum and an ability to adjust the counter to fine tuning to give you a perfect joint on those.
I have a copper line coming out of the wall, which is an old drain, and I'm putting a coupling which would give me a transition to ABS. Copper is still acceptable, it's still used obviously, but ABS is easier to work with. Even when it comes down to service down the road, you can just simply unscrew the fitting. One last thing, obviously, my dishwasher hookup, pretty much done.
What really, irks me the most is that he's getting away with it. I couldn't ask for more with Mike coming in and doing all this, but, he still has $30,000 of my money that I got nothing for.
Well, you know what? For the money that Jeremy really knew he was putting out, this is how the kitchen should have looked. Obviously, we have extras, the stairs and other things like that. But when it comes down to the kitchen, he knew he wanted the full gut. This is what should have happened, because as soon as it's gutted, you're going to see the old problems that are now corrected. And it looks good. Oh my God, what a difference. I gotta go get him. Jeremy wanted to spend his money right. He thought he was hiring the right company. They bragged about how good they were. They bragged about how good they do, but they didn't. Jeremy,
Mike,
come on in. Welcome back home. I know you've been in and out of here, so you got to see a little bit, but at the end is when you see everything.
Yep.
You like the floor?
Gorgeous.
This is a hickory, and it's a harder wood. I really like it, and the character of the colors is what we picked up to bring it through. Told how many people did the renos? Of course there's going to be issues, and of course Jeremy was right to say we need to gut it, make sure everything's fine to put it back together. You got your island.
Yes, nice.
That's the way it should have been done. We took out the wall that was in there. It's not a load-bearing wall, even though we restructured the top. It's not a load-bearing, and gave you that island top. So now you can put in those couple of stools right here. Exactly what you were looking for. To me, blends into the tile. How do you like the tile?
Gorgeous. It's a totally different kitchen, totally different living or dining room.
We open it up. What do we find? Many things wrong, not just from this contractor, but from the years behind it. That's why you got it. That's why you have to look at the plumbing, look at the electrical, look at the insulation, the HVAC. This is quartz, okay? And it's a quartz stone. It's man-made. It is stone, but it's man-made and put together with compression as well as resins. What I love about this is that this is 100% non-porous. It will not absorb ever.
Okay.
Able to reuse the cabinets, which I'm very happy with. They didn't have to go to the junkyard, that I'm tired of doing. So the cabinets weren't bad. We did a little bit of jigging. I had to get a custom cabinet made for above the fridge. A whole new end gable that I wanted to bring right up to the ceiling there and complete that envelope of the actual wood cabinets. Last time I brought you through here, we had a pretty well gutted kitchen. Yeah. Then we gutted further. We took out that whole structure in there. I brought in Alex spray foam, Frank and all his guys, the electrical, minor plumbing for a change, which was really nice because they didn't touch the plumbing.
They didn't suggest any fixing electrical or anything like that. They hit anything they found. They didn't even pull the walls down properly to find anything. So, they were interested in getting here, getting my money and leaving.
I love the sun tunnels.
Yes.
I really do. It really made a difference. I have to agree with you. The window did have to go. We took care of that and brought in Rob and his guys and did the siding fix on the outside. Roof, oh my God, one thing after another here. This was a can of worms. This wasn't just a kitchen. It became a project. With Rob and Steve, we did proper ventilation through the attic, 6-inch line that comes off the hood directly up and to its own vent, fixed your roof, which you were leaking in a few spots, removed the mast, the old mast of electrical.
I saw that.
That should have been taken out and repaired the area. And then brought in Alex again and just filled it to about 12 inches of the cellulose, which I like. It's a lot better than the fiberglass.
He's done it right. He's helped me out. He's found problems that I didn't even know exist and fixed them. So I couldn't be happier.
The stairs.
Yes.
Now, I couldn't leave this against code, so I know you wanted it open, and I kept it open as I could. I brought in Blair, and he's such a good stair guy, and we picked up that color once again, fixed the structure across the top. I picked up load with that main post that goes vertically here to hold this.
The stairs surprised me. I came home one day, and they were gone. It was like, wow, they really mean business here.
Inside, we have a nice light and a proper pantry.
This used to be a closet where I sort of went like this and grabbed things and didn't went in.
We took it out. And you know what? I understand it. Fixed all the electrical in here to the point I had to bring in Gary and Brian and run new lines to properly, because they actually widened this line. I don't know if you know about that. They brought the line in, tied into the wall here, wide off it, which you cannot do, and fed upstairs.
Yeah, which was always cold upstairs.
So we had to run another independent line and repair the one. So that, you know what, to me, now you're gonna have a proper pantry and it's gonna work for you.
And it's actually warm upstairs now.
Go figure.
I thought I'd get a new kitchen. I thought I'd get what I needed in the kitchen. I was very surprised about the structural things they found. I was afraid they would find things like that. But what they've done to fix that stuff, the electrical, the dining room, I wasn't even planning on touching this year, so it was a much later future project, the stairs. So I just couldn't be asking for it anymore. It looks great right now.
Nice fountain top that really looks good. Proper placement, equalize the soap dispenser with the hand wand.
So I won't get zapped from the underneath?
No, you won't. No, and we've had it pass, so that's the main thing. I'm happy with it. I like it, and I figure if I like it, you gotta like it, unless you don't like the colors I've chosen.
No, it all goes together. It's amazing. Right now it's nighttime. When the sun comes in here, it is going to be gorgeous. One of the reasons why I bought this house was I bought it on a sunny day with view all the way from the front of the house straight all the way back to the pool. And it's going to be gorgeous in the daylight.
You need anything? You call me.
Excellent.
And I mean
Thank
anything.
you so much.
My pleasure. You,
This
my
has been
friend,
great.
deserve this.
Thanks.
You do. We'll see you
This has
again.
been great. Thanks.
Take it easy.
Now I feel like I can actually have my place back and live and have some dinner parties and open up the pool and open up the backyard and have what I wanted the place for. Is I do like to do a lot of entertaining. So now I'm going to be the feast of the neighborhood, I think.
Good job, guys. I'm buying. Let's go. In the truck. Good job.
Good job, buddy.
Good thing it's a big truck.
No kidding.
Let's pull a beer.
Damn, wait for me!